Yeah. All right, sweet. We got 40 minutes. All right, so
Yeah.
guys, podcast, we are back. YouTube, we'll upload it. New series, hopefully do more of these. We'll get more people on board, some guests and stuff, but we have a pro right here. A pro. I can introduce you as
Oh,
a
yeah.
pro. Yeah, pro
On here.
am. RBB Pro. How's it feel?
Fuck, I don't know. I fucking
Mm.
forget, honestly.
Is the money
It's
rolling in
fucking
now?
weird. You said it just then. I was like, oh, shit, wait up.
Yeah. Last time we did this podcast, you
Actually,
were in the pro.
I was not. You know what? Like, it's funny because we at least we've got the pleasure of knowing quite a lot of pros, and they always say that they're like nothing changes. And now, like quite literally, there's that moment, there's that 48 hours or so, you're just the buzz and everyone's chatting to you and wanting to fucking message you and everything. Then pretty much after that, it's
Mm.
pretty much the same shit.
Yeah.
I've just gone back to Empire, and
There's-
Empire's a big FMG gym as well.
oh, is it? Oh,
So yeah, so like people know like who you are, as in, oh, there's that guy, he used to work at Worlds or whatever, but they don't really know a lot about you. So
yeah.
I kind of like it. Like I pop in and little quick g'days and stuff like that. And but apart from that, like today I did mid back, like biceps and calves. I was in and out in just under an hour.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it.
Yeah. Like it's obviously you get those days where you're like, oh, people know me and stuff, but then generic time we want to train. We're like, oh, now fuck, people disturb me. Yeah, yeah.
Most of the time, yeah, yeah. Like you want your home gym to be where no one knows you,
Mm,
and if you go to a random gym with someone, you want to be recognised there because then
yeah.
you feel cool, like
So
you're a big man. Someone's like, "Oh, aren't you?" You're like, "Yeah, well, that's me."
I we
Actually,
had
went out to go.
no, I was saying when we were in Japan that we went to the you obviously watched the amateur row. The fan asked me for a picture. He's like, "Can I get a picture of you?"
Fuck yeah.
And I was thinking like he was talking to the missus. And then he goes to give the phone to her, and he's like, "I will go over here," and I'm like, "Oh, you want my picture?"
Yeah.
Even when we walked in the expo, like all the expo people were just looking at me and her. Yeah,
Yeah. I've seen AJ was raving about her calves a bit. AJ was
yeah.
going off.
Well,
That's pretty big.
in Romania, she was paid to do a photo shoot. Yeah, so she there's
Fucking sick.
those pictures going soon, but she's actually like yeah, a photo shoot all about the calves.
It's fucking wild. Look,
At,
AJ putting you on his page, and that's pretty good fucking advertising, bro.
yeah,
She's done
so.
well. How did she go over there?
Oh, she didn't make top 10. Her body, she looked better at nationals. She's just her her choreo coach still figuring out her body. Like they don't know how to get her hard. It's
Bummer.
that black softness, bubbly,
There's
full.
but also like there was a long time from nationals till those shows, bro.
Yeah,
It's big,
she was done.
even yeah. I mean, who else? You just had Kane. Kane went over with
Yes, he
to
came with the
Japan as
same.
well.
I think I'm pretty sure he agreed with me. He looked better at nationals as well.
Just tired.
Yeah, so
It's a long time. Hardcore effort, pretty wild effort, man.
yeah.
Pretty much respect, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just you can't be. Even though you back off, you're still way leaner than a normal fucking human.
Oh yeah,
You're still like 6%, and then you try and bring it back down to 4 again. It's like fuck. Your body goes, bro. I'm fucking exhausted.
yeah. Well, like after nationals, I kept I even had a week off, not off like full off plan, but I ate a bit, put on like maybe 1 or 2 kilos that I wanted to.
Yeah,
Dieted again, and then I'm like, got peeled. I was like, yeah, I'm looking heaps good. And then in the business there, as we flew business there, I'm like, oh, fuck this, I'm gonna have some food. I'm like, I might never be business again. Ate
yeah.
heaps of food. I'm like, fuck, ended up smashing it. I'm like, man, I went too hard. I binged it. As soon as I landed in Romania, I weighed myself, I was lighter than when I left. And I was like, what the fuck? And then anyway, did like 3 days to pull myself down to back to my, my baseline gone by the data, what weight I need to be to carb up. And then I went to carb up and I couldn't put on weight. I was having like 1,000 grams of carbs a day, waking up kilo lighter, kilo lighter. Fuck, went out, binged eat, just random shit on the street because they were open late. Woke up 2 kilos lighter. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
You
I must have
messaged
been too
me,
fatigued.
and You messaged me and was saying have a piece of cheesecake, and
Yeah,
you're like, I'll have two, and I'm like, oh, take it easy, bro. But
yeah.
it didn't touch the, didn't do
It,
anything to you.
4 days, maybe like when I left Romania, my weight was starting to go up. Like 4 days
You know
post
who else that
show.
happened to? Danae, the wellness girl. That was her at the Olympia. Same thing.
Yeah,
She flew close to the show, and same thing. She was saying like that she was punching down fucking just more food than she was putting in the off season, and they got to a point where it was blowing all her waist out. And they're like, "Well, what do we do? Do we try and fill you up, and you're thick as shit, or do we run you a bit flat and at least you got a small waist?" So,
yeah,
yeah, she was like, man, she was just literally burning it up as fast as it could go in. Same as what you were saying.
yeah. I could not get my upper body to fill out. No, I'd lost all lines in my shoulders. Like I couldn't. There was just nothing. It was just soft. But my legs were chiseled. It was weird. My lower half was chiseled as fuck, but I couldn't get anything in the upper.
That's weird. It's fucking the human body, bro. It's a fucking endless puzzle, man. And that's the thing. Like, well, oh, you were sort of coaching yourself then, weren't you?
I've been coaching myself since like stage show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you're like, well, what do I do? Like, am I being a dick and just eating too much, or is what I'm seeing real? Like, fuck.
And I know I think what I need to do was when I finish nationals, next time when you do push out shows, is you got to be on the ball more with refeeds because I was so fatigued. It was all masked. I've got to be more. Its freshness is huge. It's hard when you're coaching yourself because you're like, oh, I'm giving myself too many refeeds and being too easy on myself.
Yeah,
So I
I need to
pushed
go a bit
myself too
harder.
hard, and then I just lost myself. You got to maintain that freshness.
I think a victim of that was like been Andrew Jacks because he's always qualified and had like 8 or 10 weeks to the Olympia or whatever, and by the time he gets to the Olympia, he always looks like I don't want to say he looks like shit because he's obviously a freak, but
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Compared
yeah,
to what he looked like to qualify, it's not the same, and it's just that it's just I think it's just the fucking fatigue,
yeah,
and like how do you stay lean enough? Because if you put on too much fat, you might not respond trying to get lean 6 weeks out again. So you've got to stay somewhat within shot. But how do you do that?
mm,
That's not fucking exhausting, Like
yeah.
as
It's
soon as you get below, say that 6%, we're just walking slow, we're talking slow, like everything slows down.
yeah. Look, I think the best person who's done it this year was John Jewett.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just I think really small increases in building your food back very slowly and staying so
yeah.
lean, building it back. But then I don't think that's going to work for everyone either. That's just it worked for him. But
He
I think
knows himself very
yeah,
well.
you might feed up Andrew Jack slowly, and because you're doing it so slowly, it might not work. He's carrying that fatigue the whole time. Then what do you do when you go to carb up? It still might be not enough. You just don't know.
When you're that big, I mean, what do you do when you're like 130 kilos lean?
Fuck knows.
I
That's
don't know, I don't know how to prep a dude like that, man.
uh,
Phenomenal. Seeing him in person, John Jewett was pretty big
yeah.
on stage. A lot of those guys, John De La Rosa, who's the little, is he like Italian? He was in the last call out. He's fucking got Mo,
Mo Shaban.
was it Shaban? I can't remember. He's got the fucking nicest little physique, but they hold themselves well. But then you get to like that, say Martin and Hardy were the big shorter guys. Derek looked downsized.
His man's five
Martin and
six, isn't
Hardy
he?
were fucking thick, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, so thick.
You
And then
can
Sampson obviously was
dig.
fucking huge.
Yeah. You're never gonna be even if you're not like even because he's got bigger limbs and he's tall, you're still gonna look bigger when you're taller.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, you've got Sampson's got that. You know who's got it actually is an amateur, and hopefully he just keeps doing his thing, which Jaden Velt is this tall
Yeah.
guy who's got round muscle bellies.
Jaden,
He's
you say
somewhat
Jaden Velt.
Jaden Velt,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was talking to him in Japan because he did a Japan show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
he
right.
got
He did
fourth,
that.
fifth,
He
fifth.
he's tall with round muscle bellies,
Yeah.
and obviously, look, unfortunately, it's gonna be another 5, 6,
Mm.
whatever. But eventually, he's a tall guy that will be able to fill out his frame, and it's gonna look
Right.
retarded.
Because at the moment
It's
he's
gonna look wild.
bit more classic looking.
It looks classic. He's still too heavy for classic
Oh
though.
yeah, but he has that.
but yeah,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, like his lines and that are
Yeah.
fucking real nice.
Good
Like it's
seriously.
so again, he's someone if he stays healthy, which he's really onto that shit.
Mm.
Yeah, man. When he does finally fill that fucking frame out one day, it's yeah, it's game over for a lot of people. He's going to do some damage, you know. Where Andrew Jack is tall, long, but he seems to be very straight lines, not like
Yeah.
round muscle bellies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems to have like a limiting factor on the tall guy on the frame that big.
What about your thoughts on how Keon would do in an open show?
Really fucking good. I mean, his shapes. I mean, what do you say about it? I mean,
Look, if
it's
Sean
near
Corina got
perfect.
fourth in Prague or third or whatever, where would Keon have got? Would Keon have bet Chris or came third to Chris?
I think he beat Chris because when you listen to Steve Weinberger's breakdown, he said the reason because Sean's hardness and everything matched Chris's.
Mm.
Um, he reckons that basically they were so evenly matched. Say like Sean's muscularity is more than Chris's, and thickness is more, but Chris's frame was so much bigger than Sean's.
Yeah.
That was what put him over the line. Well, you're not going to outframe Keon. That
Yeah.
motherfucker's wide as fuck. So if the only thing then would be Chris's detail and conditioning would obviously clearly beat Keon's. But if Keon's conditioning was within shot, was good enough, I think you'd beat Chris. Yeah.
But Chris is just he's not thick up top. Like when he does like the most muscular things like that, you see how thin his arms are. He's like
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't have that.
He's most impressive when he's standing all on his own. Like that
Yeah,
was the thing when he was out against what was that Mike the Badass,
yeah,
and it was close. When we were in the crowd, we are like, "Holy shit, this is fucking close." And then they come out and did their individual routines after. And when you see Chris on his own, the shape and everything, he walked off, and I leant over to Logan. And I said, "Look, I'll take it all back. Like that's fucking."
yeah. He knows
It's fucking
he's been doing that long. Man. He knows how to pose well. He knows how to show what he's got.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's so nice too. Like it's fucking nice, and he's such a cool cunt on stage. He's
yeah.
just there.
I,
It's
I
all there, and it makes you just watch, and you're like, yeah, fair play. All right, you're fucking better than everyone else.
I tell you what, you definitely notice the difference between the Olympia and like shows like Romania, watching pro shows like Rep Brandon, like Warsaw. That just even their posing, like they're stumbling a bit with it. It's nothing's as crisp as like the top guys. You can see where
Yes.
where the levels are, and you're like, these guys are definitely second tier bodybuilders compared to the Olympia.
Yeah, and that first call out, man, or even say they did six, and then your next four, so your top 10, they get a good working out.
Mm.
They're throwing some fucking poses up there, and that first call out, dude, like people like say what we did in Adelaide, everyone's like, oh wow, like that's 4 rounds, it's insane. They do that 3 times over.
Yeah,
Like they do that, and then they might get taken off, and then they might bring back a little bit more, and then they get put off, and then they might bring it back a bit more. You're like, holy shit! And they're big dudes. Like I don't know if they're eating in between or drinking like glucose gels or what, but fuck, man. they're and yeah, you can see. I mean, they're hurting bad, but they must practice a lot. They
yeah,
must fucking do some serious rounds.
yeah. Well, it's like you watch
And
Barnes videos. It's like every fucking our boss is like, let me have a look.
yeah,
Let me have
fuck.
a look. Let me have a look.
Was Boss was saying the weird thing with Martin is he can't pose in a way where he hits his shots at like 80%. If he does that, he can't see anything. He goes, the weird thing with him is we have to get him like squeezing 100% to see all his detail. But then the problem is it fucking gasses him
Yeah,
out.
I guess. That's like when I versed you in the state show. I didn't think we'd be going that long. I went way too hard in the first round, and I couldn't hold more than 80% after that. I'm like, oh, fuck now, I'm fucking
Dude, yeah, it was, that was pretty funny.
yeah,
That was, it was that third round. That third round of posing they put us through, that was the one that I think started breaking us all
yeah,
mentally. Going, like, man, this better be it. This better be it. And then when the front double bicep started the fourth round, you went, okay, this has to be it now. So let's
Yeah.
just go for it. And you got like a last win again for the last round, but the third round was one I was in. Dude, I'm
Yeah.
about to fuck.
Yeah, I started posing way too relaxed. I couldn't hold it. I was gassed.
Yeah, my midsection was going. I was breathing heavy, and you could see the midsection was, and I could hear Michael Lucy was good in the crowd. He was loud and on all of us. Fucking
Yeah.
hold it in. I'm thinking, fuck, I'm trying. I
Yeah.
can't stop.
I did not
He
expect
was
to
good
go that
actually.
far. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, he was good. He's even written a couple of messages since. um, he's been really good. He's been a really good pro.
yeah. I
I
talked to
think
him
going
in
around all the
Romania.
shows.
Yeah, I talked to him in
Yeah.
Romania.
What was he like? Because he was obviously prepping
He was
for a pro
tiding over
show.
it.
Is he was
Tiding over it.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I'm only doing Prague because the experience now, like, he's like, I'll bring my best, but he's like, I'm done. Because he's like, his kids are
He's
messaging
doing well.
saying they miss him, and he's like, I want to go back to my family. Like, I feel like
Yeah,
they're losing out, and things are just starting to get to him. You can see, like, mentally, he needs to go back to off season now and have some time.
yeah. Fair play.
It's
And
starting to
look,
affect
he,
the
he looked
family life too
unreal.
much. Yeah.
He looked good.
Oh, yeah, it was
And
good,
a
yeah.
few there was some positive comments around with the commentators and a few podcast channels that have been around that, a lot of people reckon they didn't say anything bad, that's for sure. So he's doing a fucking good job for himself. He's getting out there and he's not
Yeah.
being afraid to yeah, he's not being afraid to jump on the big stages. So and look, we all know he's gonna fucking keep at it. So
Oh, yeah. He just needs some time to let
yeah.
his body have a break.
Maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting to see what him and Boss can do.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, will it be anything different, or maybe just the fact that because it's a fresh face helping him might just reinvigorate him, or
I
who
think
knows?
he's dealing with some gut issues too. I think underlying issues that he needs to get fixed in the off season.
Yeah, right. That makes it tough.
He pumps so much food.
He's a fucking big eater, man.
Yeah.
He can eat. He's a big boy, but yeah, he can eat too. I fucking can't. I'm eating like 3,800 now.
So I've been eating 5,000 a day, calories a day since the show finished. My weight obviously jumped a little bit, but now it's stabilized, even coming down a bit, and I'm starving on 5,000.
I got the worst appetite, eh?
And that mine's high protein as well.
Weirdly,
That's 400 grams of protein a day.
yeah, I think I said about 300, something like that. But look, mind you, I'm still cruising up by about point 0.2, point 0.3 a day. I'm up a bit. I'm up about a kilo a week. It's just cruising up. So I mean, look, obviously I don't need a lot,
Mm.
and it's staying in pretty good condition. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't. Maybe I'll add in a little bit of a dessert, like a bit of a Greek yogurt with protein powder or something. With get the Ninja Creamy fired up again. But at the moment, I'm sitting like late threes and
That's good.
I'm full as hell and slowly growing. Just the scales slowly eking up. So I actually like the pace that it's all happening at the moment.
Yeah, what was I? I was 108.5 this morning. But
108, yeah.
I was 100.
What you weigh in at?
What was I waiting at 101?
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, that's good then. I like that.
Yeah. A state show, I weighed in at 103.5.
Yeah, so pulled down another couple of kilos.
Nationals, I was 101.7.
Oh, okay. So wait up. So your weight in Romania and weight at nationals were quite similar. How would you rate the looks? Were the looks
Oh,
similar?
Nationals is way fuller, way better.
Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romania, don't forget Romania as well was earlier in the day. Nationals was the latest one. Oh, no, sorry. Romania was the latest one. It was like right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I had more water in me. There's more water than anything. And I was pissing so much in Romania. I'm like, why am I start pissing so much? I don't know where the carbs are going. Do you know when you start carving up, you stop pissing so much?
Yeah.
But I was just pissing. I don't know where the carbs are going. But I know my body was hot. Like I was walking around, everyone in the street was like gloves, jackets and stuff. And I'm walking around in shorts and a singlet.
And that's fucking shredded too.
Yeah, and I was
So
shredded. I was like, why was I fucking? I'm burning up. My body was just burning the carbs through heat, and my T3 was lower than what it was pre-nationals. Like you obviously gone to Romania, I tapered heaps of shit off because I didn't bring it with me. So I was running less, and I was still hot.
the good thing about the Olympia is I left on like a Saturday and competed on a Wednesday. So I just stopped there. I just Saturday morning was my last of everything and just
Mm.
took off and went to the show and
Yeah,
didn't have to worry about anything. So that was good. And it was
yeah.
perfect
I've proved
timing.
sometimes you might lose a little bit of hardness, but you're never going to hold any water if you stop everything a week out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, mine was say 4 or 5 days,
Did
four
you
or
take
five days
any
before.
to estrogen
Kind
to
of
take off
ideal.
everything?
No, see, all I was doing was testing primo, so I didn't have any NGEs or anything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but because yeah,
All I had was a little bit of T4. I just had T4 for 4 days
yeah,
to
yeah.
have there.
I always run T3. I keep my T3 in clean into the show.
So when I did my blood, the weird thing this time was when I did my bloods, my T3 was still like normal all the way up to the show, but my T4 was dropping. So I just upped the T4 and it was fine. And then my TSH was down, so I put some iodine drops in, and that brought that back. So next thing you know, it all started coming off again.
Yeah,
With a bit of T4 and some iodine, which worked out really well. But no NTEs. It was just a test, primo, and growth.
yeah. I always switch to
So that was,
the diet right salt peak week.
what is that?
It's 50% sodium, 50% potassium. So I switch to that,
Okay.
and then I go back to normal salt on show day, and it's like because it's then you got double the sodium, and the
We've
vascular
never.
comes out. Yeah. Well,
That's it.
see, I got to do stuff like that because I've just got edema. I've had my edema my whole life. I hold water so easy, so I got to really
Yeah.
watch my how I hold water, which
See,
sucks.
holding water is like the least of my issues.
Yeah.
I'm fucking always that fucking dry.
I have to be off my feet. Like with the Romania, like night show, I have to literally lay down all day. Otherwise, I'm gonna have fat ankles, even when I'm lean. Like I was bone lean flying from nationals. I get off the plane, my ankles are like fucking thick.
Yeah,
Literally
wow.
just all water. Even you're not meant to be able to hold water when you're not fat, but it just holds in my ankles.
What when were you on stage in Romania?
Uh, I was only like 101, I think.
No, what
No,
time were you
100.
on stage?
What time? We were on, I think it was on like 1:30 in the afternoon, and then
Yeah.
it was going to be like 8 at night. But I didn't make top five. I didn't
Fuck.
make top five, so I wasn't there. The only top five go to the night show.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
No, we were. Oh, man, the Olympia was fucking bodybuilding was first, bro.
Oh,
First
yeah,
before
that's what.
men's physique, before
Yeah,
everything. I was on stage at like fucking 9:30 in the morning. Some shit. It was fucking gold
that's
because
what it
we
should
just
be.
fasted then.
He's better.
Yeah, we just fasted.
In Toronto, that's what they do. They have bodybuilding first and then last at the night, so they can get it out of the way, go home and rest, lay down, and come back because our bodybuilding has to be at the end because everyone wants to wait for that. But they're first in the
Yeah,
morning show, and then it tapers down. All the divisions to men's physique, and then the women, and then at lunch, and then it starts again. But it goes the reverse order. So all the women first, then all the men up to bodybuilding. So like the
and they
women,
didn't do this Olympia.
women's physique is literally like women's physique lunch, women's physique again in Toronto.
Yeah, fuck, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. No, we did the same order again, just in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
But as you know, there's no judging except for the overall.
Yeah.
And like by that stage, we were all right. It actually looked a bit better in the afternoon. I was dying. I remember filming a story, and I was just fucking. I just couldn't
I think
hold my head up, and
yeah.
I was fucked. I'm just like, oh fuck, this is what we do.
Yeah, I remember
But
that
then
video. You needed a cheesecake from Cheesecake
I
Factory.
I was in so much fucking pain. And then Logan messaged me and he goes, fucking, like, where are you? He bought like a Rice Krispie bar from Starbucks. And I said, look, I'm sitting here, and he comes out, and I ate this Rice Krispie bar. And then one of the guys comes out going, why aren't you backstage? Like, they're calling out your division. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm running through the crowd, and I know the character as well. He's a real panicky dude. So I'm like, are you sure they're calling my division on stage, or they're just calling us to maybe get our oil on, which is
Yeah.
about still 3 divisions off? And that's what they were doing. They were just saying, yeah, like light heavyweights, if you want to touch up your tan, now's the time to do it. So by the time we did that, got on stage, just that Rice Krispie bar and a little fruit bar, which was just like an apricot, just straight
No,
carbs,
no, no
and
fucks.
a,
That's
and a
supposed to
couple
get
of
hyper.
mouthfuls of water. And nah, nah, just a little Rice Krispie and a little apricot bar, probably about, I don't know, maybe 50 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I was on stage maybe half hour later, and then the overall maybe 20 minutes after that. And yeah, that was probably the best look I've ever
Wait.
had. So
Well, obviously it was. You went pro.
nearly, you know what? Because the thing was like, we knew you were the third biggest division in an America show. We're like, look, you're not going to win the overall as a light heavy, but if we can get second place in the overall,
Yeah.
we're like, that'd be a good feather in the cap. And I was like, we're only 1 point off. We're fucking 1 point off. The head judge had me in second, and a couple of others, but then all the others must have had the heavyweight guy
Yeah.
in there. But the head judge straight after came backstage and found me. Well, found all us pro card winners, and he goes, look, he goes, everything goes awesome. Just grow everything evenly. Just keep this shape, keep your lines, keep everything. You just got to get bigger.
Mm.
And he goes, look, you're the leanest bodybuilder here today. He goes, but now you're pro. See if you can find another level. And fucking no worries. I'm like, cool, that's the best feedback I could ever fucking get. Well, all right, done. keep everything, just get bigger. And like as we suspected, look, as a pro, that level of conditioning, you'd still be very respectable. You do very well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you really want to start placing, you've got to be a little bit weird looking. So
Yeah.
you're
All
like,
right.
all right.
Well, we're about to run out of time. So thanks for joining us and telling everyone about being pro. We'll get back to you. We'll get another one going. I'll get the missus on
We
next
can
time. Try and get Cam on. So 3 pros, you can give me shit.
fucking do it. We'll get everyone on. Let's do
All
it.
right. You enjoy
Look
your
after
night.
yourself, brother.
Cheers. Take it easy, Sam.